What is going on, you NFL degenerates who are yearning for the NFL season even though it's like 8 months away? I know I'm one of those degens, but I'm going to make predictions in today's video about who I think is going to win each of the divisions in the 2024-2025 season. I'm going to rank them first place all the way on the left, fourth place all the way on the right. We're going to start with the AFC East. Who is going to win the division? I like Buffalo. I think with that defense, along with their offense, they're going to be really good again. Josh Allen is so good. And if the Bills didn't have so many injuries in this season, they would have ran away with that division. Vic Fangio leaving the Dolphins is going to be a huge loss. There are cap casualties everywhere in Miami. That defense is going to struggle mightily. But I think they're going to come in second place, but far behind the Buffalo Bills. And then the Jets are going to come in third place. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to make that much of a difference, especially at his age, coming off that injury. 8 or 9 wins at the most. It'll be close between the Dolphins and the Jets, but I like the Bills to run away with it. And I look for the god-awful New England Patriots to be in dead last place again. If you're a New England Patriots fan, you have at least 4 to 5 years before they can even sniff contention. Because right now, they're a dumpster fire. They have no quarterback. They have no offense. They don't have one good player on offense that you can name. And people will be like, oh yeah, he's really good on offense on the Patriots. Not no one. They suck. It's going to be a long time coming. That dynasty is long gone. All right, everybody. Let's move on to the AFC North. How could you go with anyone but the Baltimore Ravens? The way a lot of mock drafts are kind of flowing this year, they're going to get a really good player late in the draft. I could see them moving up into the mid-20s, early 20 range to pick a wide receiver. They need some help at wide receiver. There's going to be guys like Brian Johnson from LSU that's going to be there later in the draft, and he's going to be really good. All right, next it's going to be between the Bengals and the Browns. Who is going to be the second place team in the AFC North? I like Joe Burrow, man. I think he's going to come back healthy. They need some help on the offensive line, but when Joe Burrow is healthy and he's 100%, that offense can hum a little bit. They get some help on the offensive line. I really like the Bengals and the Ravens to compete. If anything happens to Lamar Jackson, the Bengals are going to sneak right in there. I think the Bengals are going to be really good next year. Joe Burrow healthy. Him and Jamar Chase have a symbiotic relationship. Joe Burrow is not going anywhere, guys. And then we're going to go with the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, I don't know if Deshaun Watson is going to be that guy. Can Deshaun Watson be the guy he was with the Houston Texans? I'm not 100% sure. He didn't really show too many flashes. Luckily, the Browns' defense is a top 3, top 5 defense, even though they didn't show up in the playoffs. And then you got to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Last place. They're going to struggle to be successful. There's no chance. I can't believe they made the playoffs. I really cannot believe they made the playoffs. It's only because Joe Burrow got hurt that they made the playoffs. So we're going Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers. And then the AFC South, which is probably going to be the most competitive in the sense of, like, I don't know who's going to essentially come out of this division. I like the Houston Texans to win the division. I like Jacksonville to be a close second. And then Jacksonville has the potential to be good, but their offense, the ups and downs with Trevor Lawrence and the wide receiver position for that team, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I do not know. And then, who's going to finish in third and fourth place in the AFC South between the Colts and the Titans? I think the Titans, Anthony Richardson and the Colts, I'm going third. Will Levis, I'm not a big fan of. So we're going to go with the Texans, Jaguars, Colts, Titans next year in a transition year for the Titans. I think Anthony Richardson bounces back, and he was playing great before he got hurt. Super good before he got hurt. And then we move on to the AFC West. Can the Kansas City Chiefs make it back to another Super Bowl? Until we see anybody get on the level of the Chiefs. I thought last year they were going to fall apart and maybe somebody could sneak in. But the Broncos, the Chargers, Raiders, they just didn't step up. But I think with Harbaugh coming in, the coach, Chargers are going to be in second place and fighting for a playoff spot, for a wild card spot. And then we have the Broncos, the quarterbackless Broncos, who just released Russell Wilson. If you look at his numbers, they weren't too bad last year. I just don't think him and Sean Payton are on the same page. And I look for the Raiders to be okay, like 500-ish, right around 500. We'll see about that. So the division winners are the Bills, Ravens, Texans, Chiefs for the AFC. Then we move on to the NFC East. Oh, man, the Eagles really shit the bed last year, man. That fall apart by the Philadelphia Eagles was one of the most monumental collapses in NFL history. That's why I like the Cowboys to win that division. They're just a better overall team, I think, right now. We'll see if Howie Roseman can work his magic a little bit. Jason Kelce just retired. And, okay, I'm going to make a pick here that could be heavily disputed. People are probably going to think I'm crazy, but I think the Washington Commanders are going to come in second place next year. If, and only if, they get Jaden Daniels from LSU. If they pick Drake May or Caleb Williams or anybody else or trade the pick, no shot. But if they get Daniels from LSU, I'm telling you, with those wide receivers in Washington, Daniels is going to be super successful and surprise a lot of people. And I don't like the Eagles' defense. They're getting older. Kelce retiring. He's one of the leaders in that locker room. They're kind of rudderless right now. And then the Giants are going to do what the Giants do and finish last place in the NFC East. All right, where do I want to go next? All right, let's go to the NFC West first. San Francisco. I like the 49ers. They have the best roster on paper in the NFL. Brock Purdy, another year in the system, another year in the NFL. He's only going to get better. Kittle, McCaffrey, Ayuk, we'll see if he's back, and Deebo Samuel. I like that. And then I'm going Rams. Number 2, Puka Nacua, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp. He kind of regressed a little bit this year. I don't think he's 100% healthy, but I think next year he should step it up a little bit. He'll be 100% healthy. Then I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals, then the Seattle Seahawks. I think the Arizona Cardinals make a step forward. They ran the ball pretty effectively this year. Kyler Murray is kind of a whiny little bitch, and he kind of gets on my nerves. But the Seahawks just aren't very good in the trenches. In the NFL, if you can't rush the passer and protect the quarterback, you're going to stink. And that's exactly where the Seahawks are right now. No more Pete Carroll. The Seahawks are going to be hot garbage. All right, so we have the NFC North and the NFC South. Ooh, baby. Let's go NFC North. I'm going Green Bay Packers. No. I'm going the Detroit Lions. They are my pick to make it to the Super Bowl in the NFC. If, and only if, they can fix the cornerback and safety positions, because their secondary is hot garbage, lit on fire with seafood marinating in it. That's how bad that secondary is. They're absolute trash. And then I like the Green Bay Packers. And I don't know about the Minnesota Vikings. What are the Vikings going to be next year? Do they bring back Kirk Cousins? Do they draft somebody like a guy like Bo Nix from Oregon? Or you got J.J. McCarthy from Michigan? That could be a landing spot for them. But I like Minnesota and then the Bears. And then probably the worst division by far in the NFL going into the 2024-2025 season. I guess Tampa Bay by default. And then Atlanta, I guess. And then the Saints, and then the Panthers. So we're going Cowboys, Lions, Buccaneers, 49ers. Okay. Atlanta needs a quarterback. Desmond Ridder is not the guy. And they draft early enough. I think they're 9 or 8, something like that in the draft. Pick a quarterback. Ridder's not the guy. A lot of these mock drafts having the Falcons taking a defensive player. Get a quarterback that can play. They have good weapons. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. Get someone who can throw them the goddamn ball. And then the Saints, I don't know what the hell the Saints are going to be next year. But Bryce Young and the Panthers were an abomination last year. They might go from 3 or 4 wins to like 6, maybe. But that's why I go Tampa Bay, Atlanta, New Orleans, Panthers. Here are my division winners for the AFC for the 2024-25 season. We're going with the Buffalo Bills, the Baltimore Ravens, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Houston Texans. In the NFC, we're going with the Dallas Cowboys, the Detroit Lions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the San Francisco 49ers. Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with my picks? Do you think I'm an absolute ass clown who has no idea what I'm talking about? Leave me some comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Peace. I can't wait for football. Please come back.